Let's take a look at Google Sheets. Here's a problem from a homework. It says to find some basic statistics. It says here to find the range, the variance, and the standard deviation, and it has a question. I think I'd be more interested in finding out more information about this using Google Sheets. Just to let you know, if you're doing this from a homework problem, you can click on this icon over here, click to copy table, and you can open this in an Excel file or copy it to clipboard, and just press Control-C or whatever it is you need to do to get it copied. And then I'm going to go to Google Sheets to open this up. So I'll start off in my drive, and I'll select a new sheet, a blank spreadsheet. And if I copied it correctly, I can just press Control-C or paste, and I should have my data set there. If I want to title this, especially if I have more than one piece of data, I would probably insert something here, and then annual salary. And then if I have a header in my Google Sheets file, I would probably want to take this marker down here and drag it down to let people know, or let Google Sheets know, that I have a header, and then the rest of my data set is here. All right, so let's find some information about this data set. Let's find out the count, N we call it. And so to count the number of data sets, I mean, we can just look here from 2 to 11, so we know there are 10 pieces, but you can do a count and count the number of values in a data set. So equal sign is always preceding any function that you have, and then count A is the function, and then open parentheses, and then you click and drag to all of your data sets, and then you press enter. You can also just do the same thing. You do count A, open parentheses, and then click on this whole column. Although the whole column might include that header, so we want to be careful about not including that header. So let's just stick with our original. All right, let's find a few more things like the mean, the standard deviation, the variance. Let's go with those for now. So the mean here is, the keyword for mean is average. I know that we've been trying to tell you guys that there's many different types of average, but this is what they decided to use in Google Sheets. And so if you click on the equal sign and then type average, open parentheses, and then click and drag to the data set that you have, then you find your average. Standard deviation is SETEV. There's several variations of this, actually. There's of a population, entire population, of a sample, but standard deviation, that's regular plain old STDEV would do. And so that's our standard deviation. Our variance is VAR, and then open parentheses. By the way, if you have these options, you can just mouse over the particular options, and then you can kind of tell which one you need. So VAR is what we're looking for. Okay, let's go into some of the other ones. The min, the Q1, the median, Q3, and then the maximum. Well, the min and max are pretty much what they are. Min is the minimum, and then the max is the maximum, and then the median is the median. So for the quartiles, they require a little bit more, and so you can hit equals and then start typing quartile, Q-U-A-R, and then you see that there's a quartile option over here. Now for the quartile, they're going to ask for several things. Again, if there's some information, you can click on the equal sign and it tells you what you're looking for. So for the quartile, they want us to first collect the data, and then there's a comma after that, and then after that the quartile number. So the Q1 will be the quartile 1, and so that's our first quartile, and then our third quartile is going to be quartile the data set, comma, and then the third quartile 3. Okay. If you want to check, the quartile also matches with the median, the second quartile. So if we type quartile here and then highlight our data set and then click on 2 or type 2, then you're looking at the second quartile, which is the same thing as the median. This is also the first quartile, or the 0th quartile, the minimum, and then the maximum is the 4th quartile. So those are other ways to get to, these are all quartiles. Okay, so there's a few more things that you might be interested in. The sum is a popular one. If you just want to add up these numbers, you get the sum. The percentile is another one that you might be interested in. Say you want to find something in the 15th percentile. We can say equals and then percentile, and here we have different options for percentile. Let's do the regular percentile. We want to click and drag the data set again, and then a comma, and then the number that we want in the percentile. So if we want the 15th percentile, we have to type in the 0.15, and then we're going to get the number in the 15th percentile. Okay. So those are some of the key commands in Excel and also in Google Sheets. They're pretty much the same, and that should help you get to your work. So you try using Google Sheets, given this particular data set, to find the sample size, the mean, the variance, standard deviation, the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, maximum, the range. The IQR is a little bit of just one more thing that you have to do. Once you find Q1 and Q3, you subtract them, and then the 20th and 90th percentiles. All right, give that a shot and see how it works out. Good luck.